Hey guys, it's Ep47 and welcome back to episode 47 of my Leeds United career mode. Now today, I am back and we are going to be doing some of the transfer window, hopefully trying to sign some more players. We're going to yet again be raiding Man City. I've obviously signed Yaya Toure already, but we are going to be maybe signing up to 3 more Man City players, which is going to be quite a lot. But we're also going to be signing probably another 5 players, 4 or 5 more players. We'll have to wait and see exactly how many, but I've got quite a few targets I'm looking at the moment. But before we get into this episode, we could go hit 30 likes on this video. It is a special video because I think it is my 1000th video that I've uploaded to YouTube, so that's quite a lot, and you won't be able to see most of them because a lot of them are on private, so it's probably about 500 or 600 for most of you. But it is my 1000th video, so yeah, if we could go hit 30 likes on this video, it'd be absolutely fantastic. And let's move on to this episode. Now, basically what I'm going to be doing, first of all, is showing you the players that I'm interested in signing. And I've got them all in my shortlist. I've been scouting loads of different players, and there'll be loads of scout reports coming back in the next few days, and probably weeks as well, to be honest, because some of them will take quite a while. But basically, the first few players I'm going to be showing you are the players I'm most interested in signing. Now, one of them is Jason Denayer. Now, he is someone that I think could be really good for us. Potentially as like a squad rotational sort of player. I really like him in game as well. He's absolutely fantastic. He's 6 foot. We need to wait on a scout report back for him. We are going to inquire about him, and we're also going to take a look at another Man City player, Lukaku. Now, he is a 21-year-old, 6'9" overall, and basically he would be a squad rotational sort of player. And he would kind of just play every now and again for us. We are actually going to put in a bid for him because we've got the scout report, and it's going to be 1 million to hopefully try and sign him. Now, he will basically just act as a squad sort of player, and again, I just think he'll be a really good signing for us. So I'm going to try and get him in. He's nice and young, but he looks like in the next few years he might be able to grow and develop a little bit more. Now, the reason why I'm signing those sort of players, or trying to sign those sort of players, is because we don't have loads of money, yet we need to try and sign quite a few players. So you have to go for cheaper players that maybe aren't ideal, but I'm going to go for him anyway. And we're also going to look at another striker. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because Heskey is probably on the way out, so I need someone with a bit more height, and that's where another Man City player comes in. Sobrino, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's worth 2 million. I can probably get him for around about that, so we are going to again put in a £2 million bid. Another fairly cheap one, but hopefully we can get him in. And again, he'll just be a squad rotational sort of player off the bench. It's about trying to pack the squad up as much as possible full of decent players for this season, I think, because we are going to hopefully try and challenge for the title. So in order to do that, we need to try and get in quite a few better players rather than having the likes of Heskey to bring on, rather than sort of having this sort of player instead. So that's what we're going to try and do. We also need to try and get another keeper as well. Not really too sure which one to go with yet. I might just leave it for now. I know Martinez, we have an overall for him, but we don't actually know what this guy's like. He looks pretty good, but I'm not too sure yet. We need a bench keeper because we've got Pickford on the way out. He wants to leave, and I'm going to let him leave. So we do need to try and sign another goalkeeper, and we need to sign a winger as well. So there's quite a few players that we need to get in. Whether many of them will be in the starting 11, I doubt, to be honest. It's more sort of a squad sort of players that I need. I've got a couple more I'm scouting here at the moment. We'll quickly just inquire about Meunier and see what sort of price Barcelona are wanting for him. And yeah, let's move on now to the pre-season match and see whether we can get ourselves a good result. It's against Sassuolo, and we are just going to go with that side for this game. It's going to be our very strong team there, actually. Not made many changes to the side. I think it is pretty much the starting 11, so hopefully no injuries. Yedlin starts at right back, and let's see how he gets on from skipping. We won the game 2-1. Not Andre Gray, we actually got the other Gray, Damari Gray, getting himself injured there, and we've got Yedlin getting himself sent off for on his first game for us. There was 2 red cards in that match, so we did get the win anyway. We're in the final, that's the main thing. But yeah, a couple of little things to have a look at. Wow, there's a lot of emails to look at first, though. The first one is a transfer offer for Sam Byram from Aston Villa, 3.9 million. Not that good, to be honest. I'm going to ask for about 5 million in the hope that they do go ahead and accept that one and match it. He's worth 4.7. I am still looking to get him out of the club because he's obviously left in real life. I'm not a huge fan of him in game either. I know obviously he's a decent young player. It'd be nice to grow him. It's a shame that he left Leeds, but that is just the way I'm going to do it, I think. This guy here also, he could be on the way out, to be honest, not too sure. He wants a bigger role. He was purely just there as a squad rotational player. I signed him for free. He was never going to play that often for us. But how much do they want? Them at 12 million for Jason Denayer. That's quite a lot of money, actually, more than I expected. We are going to put in a bid of 5 million. which is quite a lot less than what they're asking for, but he's on 60 grand a week, so he might be quite good. And Barcelona want 8 million for their winger, Meunier, and we are going to put in a bid of 4.5, I think, for him, in the hope that we can try and get him for that. Again, he's on 50 grand a week, so he's probably a decent overall. And we've got 2 million added on to the budget. That's very good. Gray's out for a day, and we have got Yedlin suspended for 2 matches. Player development, we are going to go with the exact same 5 players that we've been doing so far, and hopefully get them up possibly here. Yes, O'Donnell's gone up to 60 overall. He's flying up in the overalls, which is great. None of the other players, though, look like they're going to be moving, so we need to try and just keep training them as much as possible in the hope that they do go up. And let's move on to the final now. Let's see whether we've got any more emails to look at first, and we do. Man City have accepted the £2 million bid, which is great news for us. 25 grand a week. We'll go with 3-year deal, and I think, I'm going to go sporadic first team player, just to play it down as much as possible in the hope that he doesn't demand constantly to play. And they've also accepted the Lucao bid as well. Again, it's going to be the same wage that he's currently on. It's going to be a 4-year deal though, and it will be a sporadic first team player. And on to the final now. Now we could do trying to win this, obviously to get some more money in. That's the team I've gone with. I've had to make quite a few changes because there's a couple of little sort of knocks and a few players that are looking quite tired. So I've had to rotate it a little bit, just 1 or 2 players dropping out of the side. But we're not going to skip this one straight away, just kind of let it play out a little bit. We've got Yaya Torres scoring in the 30th minute into the second half. Jorginho comes on, Wilson off, Dele Alli scores, and I think we pretty much won the game there, so we will skip it, and we've won the match 2-0. So we've won it. How much money will we get as a bonus? Hopefully quite a bit. Let's quickly go all the way down to the prize money. 2.5 million isn't too bad. Let's go all the way back up now and have a look at some of these players I've been scouting. Now, I've been looking at a couple of strange players. This is one that I think I actually sent out a scout report a while back for. Doesn't look too good. Rivaldinho. I really want him to be a good player, but I don't know who he is. That name is amazing. I love that. I'm going to try and get him in if he's decent. I'm not really too sure whether he is. We've got RG not happy with his role at the club. That's fair enough. He hasn't played too much, but you know, he's never going to be a starter for us, is he really? Barcelona, I've actually rejected that 4.5 million bid, so we are going to go with 5.5 in the hope that they do accept it. It might be the case that we have to wait till Bayern leaves for that one, and he won't be leaving just yet though, because Villa have come back with 4.2 million. I'm not going to sell him for any less than what he's worth, so we are going to count at 4.7 in the hope that they match that one. And Man City have again rejected it, saying that they think he's worth more than that, Jason Denayer. Someone I really want to try and get in, but 12 million does seem very steep for him. We are going to go 6.5, and that'll probably be my final bid for him. Okay, because I'm not too sure that I'm going to get in another centre-back, I'm going to just put in another bid for a different one, just to make sure that we do at least get one in. And the reason why I'm going for this guy, Capella, is because he's got 12 months left on his contract. He seems like a pretty sturdy centre-back, very strong, good at jumping. Kind of everything you want, to be honest. He's not that fast, but you know, he'll do, I suppose, as a squad player. And he's got 12 months left on his contract, so hopefully it'll be nice and cheap. That's the aim anyway. We're going to go with 1.7 million and see what they say to that. Transfer offer in here for Jack Butland. We've had quite a few in for him. We are not going to be selling Jack Butland at all, so I'm just going to reject all transfer offers. I looked at your comments in the previous video, and so you're saying sell him and to buy another keeper in particular. I can't remember which one now. And a lot of people are also saying to keep him as well. I am going to keep, I think, Jack Butland. And we've got Martins Indy going to Newcastle, 19.5 million. Wow, it's all happening at Newcastle. We obviously heard that Rafa Benitez has become the new manager of Newcastle. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below, and I'll read and reply as usual. We've got some more scout reports back on some other players. Ogbonna being one of them I was quite interested in. Only worth 5.5 million, so possibly someone that I could be quite interested in. We will go with a bid of, I think, 6.2 to begin with, and see what they say to that. Again, this is just in case some of the other bids don't work for some of the other players. And any other players I was looking at, yes, Joe Davis looks very good, but he's worth 14 million. He actually looks a very good centre-back. I'll quickly have a look through some of the other players as well, and I'll show you any of them that I think look particularly good. I think Pedro Franco could be one of them, actually. He looks very good. 79 overall, 26 years old, and he's only got 12 months left on his contract, so we're going to try and go with a bid of about 5.5 million, which I think is pretty fair considering he's not got left on his contract. He's really not got too much longer left, so we'll see what they say to that anyway. And that one is from Leicester City, so they've been attracting some decent players by the looks of it. And Man City and Lucao have accepted the contract and everything like that, so he is going to be our next signing. just for 1 million, so a nice signing for us there, quite a cheap one, but he will be a very good squad player for us, hopefully. And Bayern Munich are after Jason Denayer, 10 million's their bid that they've put in, and we will see what happens with that one. Barcelona have accepted the bid from Meunier, and it's 5.5 million, so it's a decent amount of money that we've managed to get knocked off the initial 8 million value. We're going to go with a 5-year deal if I can, and we are going to go with, I think, important first team player should be fair, but I'm not too sure what overall he is, so it's a little bit risky doing that one. And Villa have said they've decided to match the Sam Byram deal, 4.7 million, so that's good news. And again, they have said that they have not accepted the terms because they've accepted an offer from another team, presumably Bayern Munich, I would imagine. But that was 10 million, so do I match that? No, I don't think so. I'm not going to compete with Bayern Munich, I don't think, just yet. And on to the player drills yet again. Let's go with the exact same 5. Hopefully get Galloway up in this week's round. Yes, we have up to 75 overall, so that's really good. Again, starting to look like a more Premier League quality left-back that we've managed to buy and then train. Looking really good for us, and it'll probably be worth quite a bit in the near future. How much is he worth at the moment? 3.2 million, so not too bad. And I'm sure he'll go flying up very shortly. And Sabrino has declined the contract, so it's a bigger role in the squad. We are going to go for a rotational player, which is probably a little bit more fair than the one I gave him before. And West Ham have come back and said they want 9 million for Bono. We're not going to go ahead with that one, it's too much for me. And they've come back and said the player's too valuable, so Capella at the moment won't be leaving, but we need to try and get him in because he looks okay. The initial bid was 1.7. We are going to up that to, I think, 2.2 million, which is more than what the chief executive values him at. Player sold, that's Byram gone to Aston Villa, and we've got 4 million added onto the budget there. That's not too bad. 11 million they want for Pedro Franco. Wow, that's a lot more than I expected. But we do have quite a bit of money now, so maybe I bring in someone like that. I'm not too sure, to be honest. I'll leave it for now. There's other better alternatives that are cheaper for me, so we'll leave it. And Meunier is coming in, by the looks of it, 5.5 million. Not too sure what sort of rating he is, so a little bit risky, but I'm hoping that he's good enough. And we've got Sabrino joining us, and that was just 2 million for him. So looking good, actually. We've still got quite a bit of money left to spend. Let's take a look at what overall Meunier is. Okay, so he's actually much better than I thought. 77 overall. Really good news. And he can play striker and anywhere on the wing as well. Really good signing for 5.5 million, that one. And again, they've come back and said that they're not happy with the 2.2 million. They want 3.7. We are going to up it again, I think, to 3 million, I think is what we're going to go with. That should be enough, surely, to get him in. Another slightly strange one that we're going to try and sign is a young player from Swansea City, a centre-back. He's 6'3", left-footed, pretty fast actually for his age, and also the fact he's not grown that much, but he's 18, 64 overall, so he looks quite good. We're going to put in a bid for 700 grand in the hope that I can try and sign him. He's on for the future, obviously. I'm looking forward to trying to train him up at some stage. Denayer did end up going to Bayern Munich, for those of you interested. We missed out on that one, obviously, but he was just going to be too expensive for us. And here we go. This is the keeper problem sorted. Nice and easy for us. Not really been looking at too many keepers, but what I've done is I've gone and just gone through all the free agents, like someone recommended in the comments, and scouted loads of them. That's why I've got so many back. Look at this keeper, 70 overall, and he's just for free. So why not? Let's approach to sign him. Give him a contract of £4,050, sorry, and we will go with a 5-year deal. And I think a squad rotational player is fair enough, but that sorted our keeper problem out straight away by getting a younger keeper and a better keeper than Pickford. And another player I'm going to try and sign is this guy, Ledesma, I think is how you pronounce his name. Again, another free agent. Again, he wants £4,050, which we will match, but he's 17 years old and he does look quite good, so I'm going to try and get him in. Again, he will be like a future first team player, so yeah, we're not going to have too many problems, I don't think, getting him in. But again, looks like a pretty good player. Quite happy with a few of these free agents at the moment. Some of them do look pretty good, but you just got to kind of pick and choose which players you go for. Again, this guy doesn't look too bad. 65 overall, 18 years old. He's certainly a guy I'll keep my eye on, but I don't think I'll need to sign him just yet. And same with Jerome as well. Transfer offer in here from Bayern Munich for Joe Gomez, my substitute left-back, who hasn't got many games this the last season that we've just had, but I think he'll probably get a few more this season. I'm not going to accept it. I'm not interested in getting rid of him at all. He's 20 years old, still has plenty of growth to try and do at this club, so we're not going to get rid of him just yet. And let's move on to the player development yet again and see how we do. try and get some of these players up a little bit more now. Batiste is actually going up on a few of his attributes, but he hasn't gone up in overall. Batiste is staying, for those who don't know. We signed him at the very start of this career mode, I think, and loaned him out for quite a while. And he's come back now, and he's probably going to be good enough to get into my cup team. So I'll be keeping him at the club. And finally, they've accepted the bid that I put in. 3 million it was for the centre-back. And now we just need enough wage. Now that we do have enough wage, we are going to offer him a contract of 30 grand a week. And we will go with a squad rotational player, because I think he'll kind of rotate on the bench along with sort of Tommy Smith, I'd imagine. But let's move on to the youth squad now and see if there's any good players to promote. Doesn't look like it. In fact, actually, this guy could be good. Joe Lowe. He looks like the best player to sign out for the lot that I've got. Potential between 80 and 86, so definitely someone to sign up. We'll go with a future first team player. Again, does look very good actually, that Joe Lowe. We've got quite a lot of youngsters to try and loan out in the last month of this transfer window. You can see a lot of them there, which will be going out on loan. Some of them will be staying though, because I obviously need some sort of cup team, and that is the reason why I'll be keeping those to try and fill that cup side as much as possible. I'm not actually showing you my fixture list for the first sort of part of this season. It's really interesting. It's a very tricky start to this season's fixtures. I think I've got Liverpool, Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Tottenham or something like that. It's a pretty difficult run of fixtures that we go through. But first of all, we've got this keeper that I've signed. Now we just need to get rid of Pickford, basically. A 70 overall keeper that's 18 years old. That's incredible. He should be a very good keeper for us. And rival Jack Butler nicely. And onto the centre-back. They want $1 million for him, so we're not going to quite match the $1 million. We'll go with 900 grand though, just kind of put it a little bit underneath what they're asking for. And now let's show you the fixture list. It's a tough one. We have Liverpool, Real Madrid, Chelsea and Tottenham. So I think I was right with the 4 I said. We're playing Real Madrid in the Copa Europe. They obviously won the Champions League and we won the Europa League. So that's the reason why I've got a game against them. But those first 4 games in particular are very tricky. And to try and get any wins from those will be a bit of an achievement, to be honest. I think probably the Tottenham and Liverpool game we're looking to try and get wins from. But to be honest, the other 2 are going to be very tricky to try and get any sort of results at. Then we've got Man United the month after, so it's not really very easy for us these first couple of months going into the Premier League. But that's kind of what you expect, I suppose, and that's why I'm trying to sign so many good players. Bournemouth have signed this player I've never heard of. I don't know why I've never heard of him, because he's very expensive. They've just paid 21.5 million, and it looks very good actually, so I don't know why I've never heard of that one. Transfer offer in here for Berardi. Now we are trying to get rid of him. We are going to just accept that bid from Norwich of 1.2 million, just because I want to get rid of him as soon as possible. And we've got another free agent, which is great news. A left winger this time round, only 4 grand a week or just over. So yeah, that is good news. We've signed somebody else. And can we move on to the Liverpool game? It looks like it, but first Stoke have signed Tyson. Is that how you pronounce his name? Something like that. 11.5 million. There's a lot of big players being transferred over into the Premier League. A lot of decent sized money being spent by some of the slightly lower clubs. But a few players I've been looking at actually off camera a little bit here. I just wanted to quickly show you some centre mids. Now I don't really need centre mids, to be honest. But just some players that did look that good that I had to kind of show you them. I think it's Pella or Pele, something like that. CDM does look very good. Nice and solid. Not particularly young or anything like that, but he's just someone that I picked up on. But Danilo was the main player that I was looking at. He's 21 years old and 78 overall, so looks very good as a holding midfielder. Whether I need him, I don't really know, to be honest, but his wage isn't too bad either. Only 30 grand a week. So Danilo's possibly someone that I go for, but 8.5 million seems a bit steep really for him. We've obviously got a lot of other players that can play in that position, but something to keep an eye out on, and maybe someone I sign in the next few months or other transfer windows at some point. And Capella has actually, again, rejected the contract and wants a bigger role at the club, so we are going to, again, offer him a bigger role. I think before, was it a squad rotational player? I think, so we're going important first team player, which is possibly being a bit too kind to him, but we'll go ahead with it just to try and get him in. And Atletico Madrid have signed Eriksen for 34 million, I think it was actually, which is quite a lot of money. And look at this player. This was suggested in the comments of the previous episode, I think. Entep, I think is how I pronounce his name. It's a tricky one, that one. Very fast, looks very good. But we've obviously got in Meunier in this episode, so whether we need him now, I'm not too sure. But we'll obviously wait and see, I think, for the next episode as to what I need to do with that one. And Gumas, I think, was another player that was suggested, but only 71 overall, so maybe I won't be signing him. but well, not a bad suggestion anyway. Joe Lowe has actually accepted the contract, so he joins the senior team. We've got that youngster that has been accepted, that bid that I put in for him. He only wants an extra £100 than what he's currently getting a week, so we'll match that. 5-year deal and a future first-team player. Okay, that is going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's obviously Liverpool coming up next, followed by Real Madrid, then Chelsea, then Tottenham. So those games will be coming up probably in the next 2 episodes. I'll probably do 2 of those matches per episode, obviously depending on how many signings I make. I probably won't need to make too many more now. Hopefully I don't anyway, because I don't want to change the squad so much that it's unrecognisable from last season. But obviously you've got to upgrade it a little bit, which is what I think we've done there. So it looks pretty good to start off with now. I've obviously got Yedlin to come in at right back once he's back from suspension. But like I say, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. If we go hit 30 likes on this video, I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to go subscribe as well. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.